Hey everyone, it's Nikki Shelton with Keeping It Real. If you've ever hired a landscaper and ended up frustrated with no shows, messy work, or surprise charges, guess what? You're not alone. These are the most common headaches that homeowners face when it comes to landscaping. Today I'm sitting down with my son, Tiernann Shelton, who is a part owner of Greater Approach Landscape. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today, Tiernann.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so he's going to share some real-world insights into how a professional landscaping company keeps homeowners happy, avoids common pitfalls, and delivers consistent high-quality results. So let's go ahead and dive into it and talk about how a well-run landscaping company actually handles the challenges homeowners often face. Okay, so before I go into this, at the bottom of the screen is his contact information so you can see that. So when homeowners complain about landscaping companies, what do you hear most often?
Communication, billing and costs, messy or inconsistent work, and scheduling.
And why do you think these issues are so common in the industry?
Weather plays a really big factor, especially in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh God, the weather here is horrible sometimes. And it can definitely affect a landscaper's schedule. If a client is scheduled and heavy rain or unsafe conditions come up, how does Greater Approach handle that so homeowners aren't left wondering what's going on?
We have we have our regular scheduled clients, and that's we're still keeping communication. However, those are a little bit more easy to move around.
So with those ones, like if you're doing them every week or every 2 weeks, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Then chances are you're probably gonna have another spot that they can just kind of slide into within like the next week or so, probably,
yeah,
right?
Especially with our lawn maintenance, property maintenance kind of clients.
Okay.
They're usually pretty flexible.
Okay.
However, if we have something with let's just say, they have a Christmas party or some kind of, graduation ceremony, we want to make sure that we're getting that job done on
So
that.
these are like the bigger projects, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so, we want to make sure that it's done and it looks good before that day happens. So if we need to push it forward, we can do that.
Okay. So you watch the weather, and then how do you communicate those schedule changes?
We message each other back and forth. We're making sure, we know what the weather's, what's going on with the weather.
Hopefully, usually.
Yeah, you can never tell really.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always a chance of rain.
Yep, always.
Okay, so you just keep communicating it and scheduling back and forth. And so then if not, then you try to get them out. You try to get out earlier to make sure that they're taken care of. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even if that means, falling on like a weekend, usually we try and keep our Saturdays and Sundays open. It kind of keeps you going, but if we have to, we'll make it happen.
Okay, got it. Okay, so another common frustration is inconsistent or messy work. How does your company make sure the quality stays consistent from visit to visit?
Me and my partner, we've been doing this for about 5 years. And, one of our biggest compliments that we receive is how clean we keep our job sites. We're always picking up the materials after us. We don't have any tools left over. Clean up nails, we make sure that we're on top of it. And
Okay.
and I noticed that's.
So you said nails, and I don't really, when I'm thinking lawn care, I know I'm throwing a zinger at you, but you said nails, and I know normally when I think of lawn care, I'm thinking, you're going to come in and cut my trees back. You're going to do my lawn. What would cause nails?
Oh, well, we do fencing. We specialize in it and love doing it.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so pricing and billing can also confuse homeowners. How does Greater Approach structure your quotes and agreements so clients clearly understand what they're paying and don't get surprised here? Because sometimes, you get, you walk through and you say, I want this and this done, and then all of a sudden it's it seems like every overcharges or something.
Yeah. So what we do is we walk the property. We're very clear with what we need, what the client wants. We take pictures, so everybody knows, that's what we're working on. And then, we do a written estimate through QuickBooks, and QuickBooks, it itemizes everything out. So it's, you can see the material costs, you can see the labor costs, you can see what the scope of the project is. It's really clear, and it's really, that's our big thing, communication, and that falls on that. So.
Okay. So here's another zinger for you. So, and I'm the worst one who does this. So they'll come out to do a job for me, right? And they do amazing work. But I'll be like, oh, I forgot all these branches fell down. Can you take care of that for me? How do you handle those and I know probably most people have stuff like that come up. I mean, I can't be the only one
Oh,
that's like that.
I mean, it happens all the time. You know, if it's something quick, something, you know, a couple branches here, we already have a load going out. You know, I don't mind picking that up, but you know, if it's something that kind of takes over a man hour, you know, I'll have to write a change order. Yeah.
That's
So,
fair. Okay. Okay. So finally, if a homeowner could remember just one thing to avoid common landscaping headaches, what would you tell them to ask before hiring a landscaper?
so, you know, as a homeowner, you want to make sure that, you know, you can clearly communicate with who you're working with. You know, you want to make sure that they have, you know, the scheduling's a big deal as well. You know, if they're really busy, you can't, you know, get a hold of them. You know, you're not going to know when your project's going to be done or how it's going to get done.
Okay. So,
So,
communication, obviously, yes, definitely.
absolutely.
The other thing I do is I always like to ask for recommendations. I mean, I know you guys, and I mean, like, I think you're fabulous. You've always done an amazing job for me. So you're my first call always. But, you know, for someone who doesn't have the opportunity or doesn't have a, you know, a son who has that company, you know, make sure that you call and talk to people. Make sure that you're checking out recommendations. I mean, don't just like put on Facebook and say, hey, who should I use? Because everybody's gonna say their friend, and it's not necessarily somebody they used, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure it's actually somebody they used, and ask those questions like, did they communicate? How did they leave your yard? Was it a mess? Did they make sure everything was cleaned up? Those would be huge things for me. And then what about like a special event? I mean, because that to me is like, you're stressed as it is when you walk into that. And, you know, it's like, I have to have this done by this date.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, you know,
What would you suggest?
scheduling falls pretty big with that. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, you're getting it done beforehand. You know, you don't want to be putting off to the last second, you know, and all of a sudden you have this big project that needs to get done a week before. You know, you want to make sure that it's in schedule. You know, it's going to get done. You know, and that's, yeah.
So I guess just from my own personal experience, I guess what I would say is, like, if you know you're going to be, like, let's say hosting something out in your yard that you know, you need your yard to look fabulous for it, and you're maybe building a little wall, or, you know, you're doing some extra bushes or whatever. I mean, whatever your thing is. My thing is, it'd be like, if you know you're doing it, I would get on their schedule as soon as possible, and then maybe have like a week before, so you can come in and do
A little spruce up.
a little spruce up. Exactly. So
Yeah.
that way it's done in advance. It's ready to go. You can actually enjoy it a little bit longer than just the party. And then, you know, like I said, that little extra visit, I would say, would be well worth all the stress.
Absolutely.
That's just me though. Like, you guys, seriously, that's just my input, but that's totally what I would do.
Nail on the head right there.
Right? Because that way we have weather, because I mean, the weather always causes an issue. So that is exactly what I would do. Okay. So I heard you have a new website.
Yeah, so it's www.greaterapproach.com. We just got done building it like about a week ago. Put a lot of time into it, and you know, check it out. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Okay, and you guys, again, I said it earlier, I'm saying it again. Their contact information is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It's, again, www.greaterapproach.com. Phone number 360-919-4629.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Tiernann, for sharing these insights. I appreciate you being here today. You guys, and if you're a homeowner looking for professional landscaping that communicates, clearly stays on schedule, and delivers consistent quality, Greater Approach is a company worth knowing. And thank you for for watching. I'm Tiernann Shelton with Keeping It Real, helping homeowners make smart choices and avoid unnecessary headaches. Make sure you hit that like, follow, and subscribe button, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.